another episode of Dual Destinies. We are picking right back up where we left off last week, and we're going to examine the Fox Chamber to try to figure out how to get inside the Forbidden Chamber. So, I have a vague memory of things that need to be touched, but I'm just going to examine whatever I can examine. Hi, hands. Still no keyhole, huh? You haven't done anything, you dipshit.
Yeah, and the door won't budge, just like those spiky bangs of yours.
That's not true, they budge. Well, all it takes is some water, but I don't think that would work on the door.
Oh, I know. I'll break it down with a body slam.
Ha ha ha. I seriously doubt you could do that.
How do you know if I haven't even tried?
No, wait, don't! Ah! As much as you hate losing, Athena, I think the door would win this match. There's a carving of the nine-tailed fox over the door, and statues of him on the other side. The way those two statues are glaring, it's like they're guarding the door from us. Come to think of it, there are two foxes on the folding screen as well. It can't be a coincidence, can it?
Hey, the statue moves!
Don't get carried away now. I mean, who knows? It might trigger a trap.
I can handle it. If a spear comes shooting my way, I'll snatch it out of the air. After all, I have the reflexes of a regular karate kid.
I guess if you can catch something that fast out of midair, you can accomplish anything. Still, there might be something to the fact that these fox statues rotate. Maybe there's something around here that shows the position they should be in. You mean the one item that you had brought up that I didn't even get a chance to look at yet? Two foxes standing back to back are depicted on this elegant folding screen. Could this have something to do with the keyhole? Wait a minute. Two foxes. There are two fox statues in front of the Forbidden Chamber as well.
Maybe the keyhole will appear if we do something to this folding screen. But I don't see anything unusual about it.
Well, it does have two foxes on it, and there are two fox statues in front of the door. You get it? There's two foxes on the folding screen, and there's two fox statues in front of the door. Do you get it?
Then maybe there's a clue somewhere in this room. Let's turn the whole place upside down.
She's as excited as a kid in a candy store. Do you not want to just like rotate to match the... You notice that there's two fox statues, right? And they're by doors. Granted, the doors are split apart, but if you were to fold this folding screen up in a way where the doors align, then you can figure out what position to put the foxes in. Maybe, just a thought. That's only my theory though, I'm probably wrong. Should I examine the floor? Here, I'll examine this even though it's nothing to do with anything, I think.
Maybe the killer hid under this table.
That would be a terrible hiding place. The alderman's body would have been right above.
Maybe you're right. Guess the underside is a bit... Wait, there's something under the table.
Oh, let's check it out. Let's check it out. How could...
There's no way, unless the police did see it, but they thought nothing of it. This should have been brought up during the first day. They should have inspected the place. They should have been like, this came from this thing because it matches the same material.
Hey, look, there's something down here.
It looks like a piece of something. Only question is, a piece of what?
Oh, I know. It might be a piece of the statue. Remember what Jixie said?
Wow.
I also noticed that the hand part was a little jagged, so that means it didn't break off cleanly. So in theory, they should have noticed that something broke off on the statue when they inspected it. And I'm talking about the fucking police, not Apollo and Athena, although they could have probably also noticed it too if they looked hard enough. But like, I'm just saying, they're not very good at their jobs. The statue originally depicted two yokai holding up a cup. It was a symbol of goodwill.
So this piece broke off and rolled under the table?
Now's the time to rotate?
Well, I can't think of anywhere else to look. You find anything, Apollo? We'll never find a keyhole to the Forbidden Chamber at this rate.
There's something about that folding screen. You know how those fox statues in front of the Forbidden Chamber move? You know, the two fox statues in front of the chamber, guarding the door? That screen might be a clue as to how we're supposed to position them or something.
Hey, I bet you're right. Let's go over that screen with a fine-tooth comb.
On closer inspection, I think there's more to the screen than meets the eye.
Let's check every last inch of it.
I can rotate the folding screen.
Whee!
Hey, you wanna look at this? It's a picture of a key. The shape looks awfully familiar. Oh, I know. It's shaped like the Forbidden Chamber's key. What do you think? Could it be? What's this? Looks like a keyhole or something.
You think it could be the keyhole for the Forbidden Chamber?
Wait, what about that key drawn on the end of the screen? You think the two are related?
A key and a keyhole?
No, they couldn't be.
Oh, I just got an idea. If we fold the screen up just right, the key and keyhole should overlap.
Hey, I think you're right. Let's give it a try. I don't know if folding screens can usually bend backwards like that. Maybe they can. I've never really touched a folding screen before. Oh my god, you can flatten it? Oh, you can flatten it. Look, a door. I guess, like, for the people who can't visualize how it would look when they came together, it's good for them. But for me, it seemed very obvious that it would be, like, two doors that are supposed to be together.
Yeah, and it's open too.
The two foxes are now facing each other. So, hey, what if we made those fox statues face each other?
Apollo, let's go check out the two statues.
Okay, help me move the two statues so they face each other, just like on the screen. They sound so heavy. I think you need to grease up those hands. Those were shaking like crazy. Look, a lock appeared.
Now we can use that key.
Okay, here goes nothing. It worked. Time to see why this chamber's so forbidden. What secrets could it hold, I wonder? Only one way to find out, boy. Careful, be gentle. These doors need some serious oil.
Yeah, that was like nails on a chalkboard.
Oh, right. Forgot about those super good ears of yours. Well, whatever. There sure is something suspicious on the floor. Look, more feathers. What the heck is that? I thought I remember it being more intimidating. I thought it was gonna be more of like a jump scare moment, that it would show that like suddenly as opposed to it panning up. I was expected to get spooked. Is that a Tenmataro statue? But there's something odd about it.
All I know is I don't like it, but I can't explain why.
You okay, Athena? You look kind of pale. You're not scared, are you?
What? Of this thing? Don't make me laugh.
It's just a statue. Calm down. It's not gonna bite you. Really? Hey, look.
Why? What is it?
Over there on the left, there's a bunch of staves on that rack. Is that the plural for staff? I'll find out when I edit. They kind of look like the staff we saw earlier.
You mean the one Jinxie said she saw Tenmataro carrying?
Yeah, I bet our Tenmataro impersonator really did come in here at some point.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's search the place.
Ooh, I hate the sound of it in here. For a second, I think it sounded like something was pulsating. It must also smell bad in here. Actually, there's an air duct on the right, so maybe there's air blowing in. A stone lantern.
Like those Japanese garden lamps? Where's the switch?
Lamps like these are lit by fire, not electricity, so there is no switch.
Oh, here it is.
What?
It was hidden out of sight.
I see Tenmataro's cell has been outfitted with all the amenities a yokai could want. Yeah, that is weird that it would have a modern take on a lantern, but who knows when this was built. Hey, there's a bunch of staves, whatever, and it looks like one's missing. The Tenmataro Jinxie saw must have taken it.
I'd have to agree. These look like the ones Detective Fulbright showed us.
Why do you think there were so many here?
Maybe they're spares. Tenmataro might be, absent-minded or something. But the fact that he has spare staves handy, well, it shows that he's aware of his faults and is trying to deal with them. Or at least that's my take on it. So we should commend him.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy for trying. Maybe this will remind her to deal with her own faults. But I won't hold my breath. He also looks like he has bunny ears. Is he a rabbit? What's this? Whatever it is, the packaging is really gaudy. And the fact that there's no dust on it means it hasn't been here very long.
Oh, it's hand cream. Let's see what brand it is. Je suis la belle?
LaBelle? What the? You didn't notice from the fact that it's the same fucking colors as the damn hair spray that we got? But then, wouldn't that mean Mr. LaBelle was here?
I guess so.
But why? Well, whoever was dressed up like Tenmataro must have taken a staff from here in the Forbidden Chamber. And that same person probably dropped his hand cream at that time.
In other words, the Tenmataro impersonator we're looking for is none other than...
Who's this man? This might be a big break for us in court tomorrow.
Now all we have to do is get the truth out of Mayor Tenma.
Black feathers. Those are definitely not black. That is definitely brown. Why are we calling it black when it's definitely brown? Oh, you guys can't see it, but behind Phoenix's finger and the logo, there's actually a feather that it shows is very much a brown feather, which is why I'm able to clearly say it's a brown feather. They look exactly like the ones in the fox chamber.
That means the killer must have been in here at some point. The question is, why?
Maybe the Tenmataro costume was hidden in here, I mean? If someone carried it through the manor, it would have stuck out like a sore thumb.
But when did the killer get in here? The mayor snatched the Forbidden Chamber key when the killer hit him on the head. That means the killer could have only gotten here before the murder.
Wow, this is a one tough riddle, alright. Like, you were seeing the same feathers, right? That's definitely brown. Unless it's been sitting here for so long that it's just faded in color. Here hath Tenmataro something something. Looks like a gravestone or something.
It reads, here lies Tenmataro, age 80.
That's definitely not what it fucking says, Athena. Huh?
Cause of death? Choked on a chicken bone.
Oh, maybe it says that somewhere else? Ain't no way. Say it ain't so. Besides, that sounds more like an autopsy report than an epitaph, if you ask me. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Wait, you're joking around because you're scared. It's your coping mechanism.
I'm not scared. Freak out Central, right here, baby. Cut it out, widget.
Denial is strong in this one. Okay, so she made that up. I was about to say, like, bitch, what the hell are you reading? Oh, look, there's an air vent here, too.
I guess even forbidden chambers need proper ventilation.
But I don't think anyone could have reached this one either.
Yeah, and there's nothing to stand on around here.
I wonder where this vent leads. Well, the Fox Chamber's vent didn't branch this way, so...
Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with the case after all.
What do I want to examine first? His crotch? I'll just examine him first. Whoa, that's one big statue. Must be something like 15 feet tall. And look, this Tenmataro has a staff. But the Tenmataro in the scroll didn't have one. Oh, I didn't even realize that he has ears. It's gross. It's fucking hairy.
I wonder why.
I feel like this could be significant. But why? I don't know. Let's take a closer look. First, to go around this table here...
Apollo! Are you sure that's a good idea?
What? You don't have to get that close. Just go up. Why do you have to walk up behind the table? Hey, it looks like there's some sort of compartment in the base of the statue.
Don't open it! Who knows what might be in there?
Too late, we're opening it. Nosy bitch, Apollo. It's just a big empty compartment. And from all the dust and cobwebs, I'd say it hasn't been opened in a really long time.
That's enough, Apollo. Let's shut it in.
Wait, there is something in here. Oh, I just had a memory of something. We'll get to it at some point down the line. Looks like some sort of figure, but it's so dusty. I can't tell what it's supposed to be. I wonder what it's doing here. And then we look at this. Looks like an old scroll, and there's something drawn on it. Unless I'm mistaken, it looks like an old guy. Some sort of monk, maybe?
A monk? What are you talking about?
You know, people that take walks in the mountains as a form of spiritual training.
Wouldn't that just be a hiker?
Man, Athena... The guy in this picture doesn't look like he's doing this for fun, Athena.
Oh, look! There's some yellow thing strapped on his back.
He's walking, he meets up with the guy's kneeling next to it, the rock is like emitting some sort of foul smell. Whoa, it's turning into Tenmataro.
What's the scroll getting at?
Tenmataro came out of a yellow rock and then the fox just happened to be there. Like, we know the origins of Tenmataro, but we don't know the origins of the fox, he's just there.
Is this how Tenmataro was born?
Well, whatever it is, it's definitely creepy. I thought it would look fine.
Guess that about wraps it up. What now?
You should probably talk to some of the witnesses again.
You mean like Mr. Filch? And Jinxie?
Yeah, I really want to ask Mr. Filch about the village superstitions in Tenmataro. I think we're done here, so I'm leaving. Talk to Filch and also Jinxie. Should I go to the foyer? Ah! I'm okay.
It's the curse! The curse! The curse of Tenmataro!
I'm drunk!
Hey! You outsiders are ignoring them superstitions on apparel! Mind your own business, will ya?
I'm drunk again! Oh! I just noticed he stole Widget. And he stole my bracelet again!
Ouch!
What's all this about a curse?
Tenmataro's gonna curse us all! Let's just stop thinking our nose right now! Stop the investigation! Listen to what them superstitions say!
Right.
How about obeying the law before you go obeying the superstitions? Huh? Hey! What are you doing with Widget around your neck? He's mine! You know better than to go around stealing people's stuff like that!
Same goes for my bracelet.
Sorry, I promise I won't do it again!
What a dipshit.
You almost kidnapped my sweet little Widget! I'm sorry!
I guess you can't teach an old raccoon dog new tricks. As long as we have him here, I guess we should ask him about what happened. Stealing? Stealing's a big no-no.
I can't believe you did that! It's one thing to steal a pair of shoes, but to steal Widget! Yipes! Mercy, mercy! I can't seem to control myself. Is that thieving blood running in my veins?
Thieving blood? What's that supposed to mean?
Hey, glad you asked. The infamous bandit Isaki Kozo was my grandpappy. Take a gander at this.
Oh, gee, doesn't that look oddly familiar? What exactly am I looking at? Looks like another one of those yokai to me. It's none other than Destinies, robbed from the rich to give to the poor he did. And he'd leave one of these figures at the scene of the crime. What's more, I'm his grandson because he was my grandpappy. Whoa, you don't say. Thieves' honors, it's the honest truth. The sloshing sound of Isaac and Bean scraping together in the dead of night. It's the magical sound of dirty money getting washed clean for giving out to the poor. I'm Isaac Kozo, washer of money, giver outer of wealth, reborn. Are you possessed too? Shit. Forget the money. You should be washing yourself of this nasty habit. I mean, like, if we're gonna steal from the rich to give to the poor, it's not the worst thing. Not that I condone it, but if it happens, I'm not gonna say anything in particular. I'm just gonna mention that I'm pretty poor. Wait a second. This figure looks familiar. Yes, it looks just like that old dusty figure we found in the Forbidden Chamber. Wow, you don't say. Crazy how we just found it, and then it just so happens he brought up the same thing. His feet look like they're like animal legs, but I can't tell if it's that or if it's just he has long pants. But there's no reason for him to be wearing long pants, right? He's gotta have like goat feet. He also only has like 2 fingers. Oh, whatever. Hey! What are you doing with that there figure? Oh, this? We found it in the Forbidden Chamber. Oh, you're just gonna admit that you went in there? Looks like it'd been there practically forever. Could mean my grandpappy broke into the Forbidden Chamber way back. Hey, that reminds me. He once told me there's treasure in that there chamber. Treasure? I'd like that we're just openly talking about the fact that you went into the Forbidden Chamber and he's okay with the fact that a stranger walked into the Forbidden Chamber where Tenmataro resides in. I thought you believed in the superstitions. What do you know about the treasure in the Forbidden Chamber? Hey, only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpapa told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there. There's something amazing in there? I didn't see anything like that, though. Your grandfather didn't, by chance, already steal it, did he? Seeing how there was one of his figures in there, that might just be. Hey, that's Grandpappy for you. Bet he washed that treasure up real good before handing it out to the poor. Oh, of course, because he was so righteous. Oh, come on, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with stealing from the rich. Although I guess Tenmataro is not the rich per se. I guess you're just stealing from a fucking presumable demon. In court, you mentioned seeing Tenmataro near the scene of the crime. Sorry, I didn't come clean right away, but them superstitions got the better of me. The people of Ninetales Vale sure seem like a superstitious bunch. I'm not surprised you wouldn't want to talk about seeing Tenmataro. Darn right! Them superstitions scare me out of my wits, I tell you. That's why I'm gonna do exactly what they say from now on. So you plan on staying here in Ninetales Vale? Yep, I'm gonna keep living right here and keep with the old ways, just like Grandpappy did. He made no indication that he was gonna leave. Damn superstitions are like a rule book to me. Wait, so you're saying you actually believe in those old wives' tales? Ain't you been listening to a word I said? You're gonna do exactly what them superstitions say? Well, I say that's baloney. You know what baloney? I'm baloney. I'm Mr. Baloney. I have no body. I'm guessing it's something to do with this. Yeah, it's probably the whole leaving the village thing in order to save yourself. It's clearly written right here. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. So according to this, you shouldn't even be here, let alone talking with us. You said you plan on staying right here in Ninetales Vale. But if you really believed in the superstitions, you would have been long gone by now. What if I just want to cherry pick? You know, like how they do with religion. I know you've been lying to me. Time to come clean, Mr. Filch. Yipes! You were lying about believing in the superstitions, weren't you? Sorry, but I didn't have no choice. So, what was the real reason why you couldn't talk about seeing Tenmataro? It's all that pretty boy's fault. Mr. LaBelle, if you know what I mean. He told me not to say a word about seeing Tenmataro. Said if I did, he'd do to me what them superstitions said would have happened. So he did believe it to some degree, because he thinks that LaBelle has the power to enact it, apparently. So it was Mr. LaBelle who muzzled you. Why would Mr. LaBelle want to scare you into silence? Mr. LaBelle was trying to protect that little gal man. What? Mr. LaBelle was trying to protect that little male. I'm getting tired. It was on account of that rumor. The one about her being possessed. That rumor again. I guess you really do have to talk to Mayor Tenma about the possession rumor. Stop. Ouch! Hey! Village superstition stolen by Phineas Filch. Oh god. You stole my book! Stop stealing our evidence! I'll take this back now. Hey, kinda like family to me. Could have just asked instead of stealing it. Was that all we wanted to ask Mr. Filch? Yeah, I think that was it. Let's go see Mr. Tenmataro one more time. Just thinking about dealing with that yokai again makes me want to say pass. No, he's fine. He's just a nice guy. He's just a nice little guy. Okay, we're going straight to detention center?
Lord Tenma, your attorneys are here to see you, your malevolence.
Wait, that sounded like something the guard should have said. Why are you speaking like that?
Oh, Mayor Tenma, you've returned.
Yes, well, Jinxie came by earlier to apply a new charm on my head. It seems as if he is suppressing the demon within me.
That's a relief. Maybe we'll actually get somewhere this time.
So, what can I do for you today?
We'd like to ask about the rumor that Jinxie is possessed. She allegedly left the yokai evidence at the scene while under a demon's power. At least, that's what the prosecution is going to claim at tomorrow's trial. Huh?
I just went to the trouble of telling you that the charm was put on me and I'm back to normal, but now I'm not looking back to normal. Why waste my time? No matches this wanted charm for me. The charm.
Tenmataro's back.
Those foolish mortals, they shall regret blaming that child for my doings.
I blew it. That question brought the yokai back. And he probably won't drop the act until Jinxie's name is cleared either. Whatever. Well, we can still talk about her. We'd like to ask you about something your aide Florence LaBelle mentioned. Did you know Jinxie's rumored to be possessed?
I know not of what you speak.
You're not trying to protect Jinxie, are you?
I, Tenmataro, demon lord of the yokai, protect a mere mortal? No affections do I possess for your race of humans!
Please, we already proved that there was a third party disguised as a yokai at the scene. But if you deny that tomorrow, we'll never be able to clear Mayor Tenma's name.
But I've already told you, I know not of what you speak.
I don't think we'll get anything more out of him.
It's all over unless we can somehow prove that Jinxie didn't plant the yokai evidence.
Hey, Apollo. I think I've got this one. I think I could prove that she didn't do it.
Really?
Sure. I should be able to use psychology to explain that whole possession thing.
Knock yourself out then. Wow, Athena's really something. Oh, we're gonna use our powers outside of the court? Whoa, I can really count on her when it counts. All right, lay it on him, Athena. I don't know what you're gonna do.
Mayor Tenma, Jinxie isn't possessed. I believe her so-called possession episodes are a form of somnambulism.
It just doesn't sound like a real word. Somnambulism? You mean sleepwalking? Why would you, Apollo, how do you possibly know that word? There's no way. That word doesn't exist. That word is completely made up. You just completely made that up and somehow you know what that word is?
Yes, I believe she's exhibiting a rare form of the disorder. It's usually brought on by repressed stress. Mr. Mayor, didn't her symptoms start soon after she began her job in Ninetails Vale?
When the child visited last. She did speak of dreading yokai and how they robbed her of sleep each night.
I knew it! That lack of sleep is causing her to enter an unconscious state. And that means she can't be trying to protect you, at least not on a conscious level.
So then, the Tenmataro that was spotted at the manor wasn't Jinxie.
Sleepwalking, eh?
That would indeed explain the matter.
Look, Tenmataro's spirit. It's gone away. It's gone shoo-shoo. You see it? It's flying away. It's left the mayor's body.
Can you tell us the truth now, Mayor Tenma?
Very well. It's the least I can do for a superb exorcist just as you.
Mayor Tenma, you didn't leave those feathers and tracks at the scene, did you?
I did not. Neither I nor Jinxie have anything to do with that. That was the killer's doing, no doubt.
I knew it.
You suspect Florence is behind all this.
I didn't say anything.
But why? Did he really want Ninetails Vale that badly?
Can you think of any reason why?
Looking back, he did seem fixated on Tenmataro for a spell. Could it be? Perhaps he was attempting to release Tenmataro.
That's crazy. Are you saying that yokai is real?
Whatever the case, Tenmataro brings nothing but pain and misfortune. It's as the superstitions warn. You must not gaze upon him nor free him from his prison.
I mean, I looked at him, so that's awkward. I'm gonna die now. But how can people actually believe that?
Well, at least we know who's behind this whole Tenmataro thing now.
Yeah, and I think we need to have another nice long chat with Mr. LaBelle. Your dinner is ready, your malevolent Manamu.
An offering to the Demon King. You may place it right there.
Get your crew poured their heart and soul into making it.
Souls happen to be my favorites of mine. Just hold the hearts next time.
Yes, sir, malevolent. I don't remember that. How long is he planning to keep up this yokai charade? Until he can fully be sure that Jinxie won't be accused of murder, I guess. Well, we've already talked to Mr. Filch and Mayor Tenma, so why don't we go see Florent LaBelle next, now that we know the truth? He won't be able to claim that Tenma Taro was Jinxie or the mayor anymore.
But the real question is, how are we gonna get him to admit it was him?
You're not. At least not until you go to court, probably. I pray. After what happened with the black letter, I pray that he doesn't fucking get his hands on any of our evidence. Because if he gets rid of it, that's gonna be fucking stupid and annoying, and Apollo should have learned this lesson. Who is this?
Okay, now let's practice that again, Filchy, from the top. Mr. LaBelle was in the foyer at the time of the crime, and when we, heard a scream, heck, what was the next part again? Yeah! You have the memory capacity of a flea. This is the 30th time, you know.
Why are you keeping track?
Now, 100 times more and we're done.
What on earth are they practicing? What do you think?
I ain't cut out for this. Whoopsie daisy. Whoa! Oh, begging your pardon, Mr. LaBelle, sir. It's just all this practice. It's unbelievable! What if you studied my outfit with those grubby paws of yours?
Did Filch LaBelle swallow just now?
So, what do you think they're up to this time, Apollo?
Oh, it's you two. Eavesdropping, are we? Pfft, you peasants are so tacky. Unlike me, who can't stick to anything and thus am not tacky. Well, what do you want with me?
Your confession to being the Tenma Taro imposter would be nice right about now. Alright, let's get this over with. Taro's true identity. Oh my god, it works because Taro is purple and he is purple. But you probably don't taste as good as Taro. Mr. Filch filled me in on the conversation you two had, and about how you told him not to say a word about seeing Tenma Taro.
Filchy, you fool! I told you nothing good would come of you running your mouth.
So, why did you want to keep Mr. Filch quiet like that, Mr. LaBelle?
Why? To protect darling little Jinxie, of course.
But Jinxie was never really possessed. She was sleepwalking. Being asleep at that time, she couldn't have been consciously trying to protect the mayor. That also means she couldn't have possibly been Tenma Taro.
Interesting, but where are you going with this?
Since you asked so politely, I believe you have a different reason for trying to keep Mr. Filch quiet. That reason would be to deflect doubt away from the one who was really Tenma Taro.
Now this is getting interesting. The butthole smell is starting to fade. I must stick it in again later. Are you insinuating that I'm Tenma Taro? So sorry to disappoint, but I'm nothing of the sort.
That's right! Mr. LaBelle even told me Tenma Taro was a jinx, so what? What? Where did he go? It looks like he flew away.
I said Tenma Taro was Jinxie, you fool! Honestly, you have the memory capacity of a flea. Practice it 100 times more! Eats!
So, have you been called to testify tomorrow?
Yes, and I'm so looking forward to my courtroom debut. But you'll just have to wait until then.
Oh, I'll be waiting. With a special piece of evidence I've been saving just for you. Don't fucking show it to him. I'm not gonna show it. If you're not gonna show it, I'm not gonna show it.
Filchy, wake up, you lazy bones.
What? Was that sleeping?
Oh, it must have been that sweet cologne.
What? I started doing the wrong voice. Must have been that sweet cologne of yours, Mr. LaBelle. Made me right sleepy, it did. Oh. That must have been how he knocked out people.
Well, it's time for your lessons on what to do and say tomorrow.
Oh, I'm begging you, not another lesson. I ain't cut out for this thinking and remembering stuff.
Right on the
whatever that is.
Keep quiet and do exactly as I say.
No, please.
guys! Anybody listen?
There they go. Missed our chance to get the truth out of him.
You weren't gonna get it now.
Yeah, but we'll get the proof we need in court tomorrow, one way or another. All that's left now is the lie Jinxie told. We'd better go clear that up before tomorrow. You think they're done questioning Jinxie?
I hope so. I'm getting tired.
Maybe. Let's see if she's over on Yokai Lane shopping for more charms.
She's sleeping again.
A cursed nine-tailed fox. The time for settling the score is nigh. My grudge has but festered over time. At last vengeance will be mine. She must be possessed! Sleepwalking again! Maybe if I speak softly, I won't startle her and get a charm plastered on my forehead. Psst! Jinxie! Oh, hello, Mr. Demon Lawyer. My charms must have fallen off again. Phew. Guess I can avoid a charm slap by toning down my cords of steel. Are they done questioning you, Jinxie? No, I ran away. And on the way back, I stopped here to buy a new charm that was just released.
Yeah? Which one?
Oh, the one with Ninetails Fox and Tenmataro. It shows them dancing together.
What is that, a charm? What charm would that do?
I just realized I've looked at it multiple times at this point, but I just realized how cute the fox is on the top left, on the top of the sign. I love that for him.
Really? Two bitter rivals dancing together?
Uh-huh. It's a charm for rebuilding burnt bridges.
Oh, right. For the municipal murder issue.
No, it's for the demon lawyer and the insomniac prosecutor.
Huh?
It'll stop you two from fighting like you did in court this morning.
Aw, she's so nice and considerate.
We weren't fighting. It was just a spirited debate. That's what we lawyers... No fighting.
Oh, damn, if she says so. Fuck. Charm slapped again.
Apollo, if you're done playing around, let's find out what she was lying about.
Don't be so rude. She's just worried about us.
Jinxie, seems like you're starting to remember things. You already said that the feathers and tracks weren't there when you discovered the crime. Have you remembered anything else that seemed important? Like what?
Tell us what you saw that day. Maybe you'll remember something else this time.
When I opened the door, Papa and Alderman QP were collapsed in the fox chamber. That's when Papa told me to call an ambulance and the police. That's all he said before he passed out in the chair.
I knew it. She's holding something back. It's time for our abilatoire! Don't stare at her chest! Oh, look at her twitching. It's it here? Oh, just like that, easy peasy first try. You were very nervous when you said, "That's all he said," weren't you? I know, because I saw your fingers move as if you were going to slap someone with a charm. I mean, you can also see by her pose that she was going to slap someone with a charm. It's actually, I would imagine it'd be hard to tell after the first time saying it, because she could just be constantly shaking the entire time and you just didn't know it. But I apparently just knew to guess it.
Huh?
Listen to me, Jinxie. This is very important. Did Mayor Tenma say anything else to you?
It was nothing. He was just talking in his sleep.
Talking in his sleep? So you admit that he did say something else?
How could you tell? Only a demon could have such powers.
That was easy.
Like I said, he was just talking in his sleep. I mean, why else would Papa say something like that?
Could you be a little more specific?
Before he fainted, he said...
I don't even remember what he said.
Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed Alderman QB.
What?
He said what? The mayor actually confessed to the crime? But he didn't mean it. He couldn't possibly have known what he was saying. He was probably possessed, or maybe he was in the middle of a nightmare.
A nightmare? No, this is a nightmare. This is one statement I wish I'd never heard. What in the world are we going to do now? Return to the basics? That's right. Always believe in your client, no matter what happens. I forgot that you were here. Where even have you been? Or where are you right now? I miss you, Nick. That is a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. Right. Just believe in my client. Even if all I can see ahead is darkness and despair.
Jinxie, does Prosecutor Blackwell know about your father's confession? I didn't mention it when he was questioning me. I mean, there's no way Papa's the killer. Why would the mayor confess like that? Could he really have been dreaming? Or simply delirious? Who knows? But I sure feel like I'm in a living nightmare right now. Apollo, what are we gonna do about tomorrow's trial? The crime scene was locked tight until Jinxie arrived, and our clients even confessed. Not only that, Jinxie has been accused of planting the yokai evidence. Both the mayor and Jinxie are going to prison if we don't do something! Don't get mad at me, I'm so tired. I know. Well, let's see here. Our lack of a third party in the locked room is a major problem. It's almost like we have something that came from the locked room that would have put someone as a third party, but you know, whatever. Jinxie has testified that when she first opened the door, Alderman QB and Mayor Tenma were the only people she saw in the Fox chamber. But the real killer must have been hiding in there as well. Considering the room was locked tight, that's the only logical explanation. Our mystery person must have then fled Fox chamber when it was open. And that's when Jinxie saw what she thought was Tenma Taro. But Papa and the Alderman were the only people there. I didn't see anyone else. What's going on here? LaBelle's extremely pale, but he's far from transparent. So just how did he hide himself at the scene of the crime? Whatever it takes in court tomorrow, Apollo, we have to take down that dirty rotten Tenma Taro for Laurent LaBelle. Right. We'll get him with a legal exorcism, justice style. I don't even remember how. I think this is one of those instances where like I had a thought of where he would have potentially hidden, but then it turned out it wasn't that, and then it was something else entirely, and it's like bullshit, you could have hidden like this. I won't know until the next time. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Next time you see me, I will be sitting here in a chair again playing the same exact game.